What up, my fellow challenge lovers? Welcome to The Challenge Historian, where we dive deep into all things MTV's The Challenge, past, present, or future. If it's happening in the Challenge universe, we are here to document it. I am your host and dedicated challenge historian, Jacob Hollaball. Thank you so very, very much for being here with me today as we wrap up, for now, the franchise recap series. We didn't get the full series done. We set out 39 days ago to do 39 seasons in 39 days, leading up to tonight's premiere of season 40, Battle of the Eras, and we almost got there. 34 of 39, pretty darn good. That's why you set really lofty high goals, so if you fall short, you still do a really good job. Life got in the way. We are going to finish up the 5 seasons we haven't done quite yet, though some of them have actual full-blown season coverage back in the archives you can go check out, so feel free to do that if you're dying to know Spies, Lies, and Allies, Ride or Dies, B-Fank, my thoughts there. But we will finish those 5 seasons at some point. But for now, we've got to finish the grading of all of the seasons. Audio-only listeners, don't fret. I will put out the final batch of those recaps out on Monday. Yeah, I'll have that out next Monday for you. So if you haven't got to hear those, that'll be out then. But the final thing before season 40 does premiere tonight is to rank all the seasons based off of the franchise recap we just did. I've made a few adjustments to some grades that bumped up a little bit, bumped down a little bit, and then of course bumped up one of the seasons to the true A+ tier. No one got to the A+ tier, but one final winner, the best season of all time, will get that grade here at the end of this video. I'm going to run through 1 through 39 quickly. We've taken them. We previously just did grades and tiers, and now we're breaking out even those grades and tiers to a true 1 through 39, except we're obviously going to do reverse order for suspense. We're going to start at 39, and that's going to be our final thing to get us ready to watch Battle of the Eras tonight, which reminds me, Eras coverage, I should be able to watch the episode tonight on my plane on the flight overseas to London, and then hopefully get something recorded tomorrow and out to you on Friday. So expect the episode 1 recap on Friday, and then the episode 2 recap next week will also be on Friday, maybe earlier, but probably Friday as I land to get back on Thursday, and should be able to record at some point and get that out. So episodes 1 and 2, expect those Fridays. Episode 3 and beyond for the rest of the Battle of the Eras season, expect those as usual late Wednesday nights after the episode. With that, thank you to all the new people. There's so many new folks who have come in, who have discovered the channel, discovered the podcast during this franchise recap series. I love each and every one of you. I thank you for being here. I hope you don't disagree with me too much, or at least can disagree in a polite and kind and fun way. That is what we do here at the Challenge Historian, and hopefully in the entire Challenge community. We can have our differences. We can like different people, like different seasons, but let's all be kind about it to each other and admit that we all love all of it. That is why we're here. That's why we love this show so much. And much love and appreciation to the OGs who have been rocking with me for a long time now. Here it is, seasons 39 to 1, every season of the Challenge, regular franchise, flagship, MTV franchise, ranked from worst to first. Let's get to it. We start at the bottom with the We Got Worse tier, which, if you remember, was C or lower. To go quickly over my grading rubric, we said C or lower was the worst We Got Worse tier. Fine was the C+ tier. B- and B's were the good tier. B+ and A- were the great tier, and A's and A+, that elusive A+, were the all-timers tier. So that's where we went with the tiers. That's where we graded everything, and now within each of those, we are going to divide it up and actually number them. And the We Got Worse tier kicks it all off. And guess what? There was only one season that actually made the We Got Worse tier. Now, I believe when I was doing the videos, there was a second season that I put there, but I may have bumped. I tried to mark which ones I actually changed from the videos to now, and there's, I think, 3 of them. So the We Got Worse tier just has one. Season 39, the worst of the franchise, the worst of the flagship franchise, is Battle of the Sexes 1. It's the only time, I think, when watching that season in the moment, where we could have said, hey, I think things not only stalled out or petered out, I think we started to go in reverse there for just a second, and it was just a second, because obviously that is surrounded by some all-time seasons, which will come up much later on this list. The next tier then is the fine tier. These were all graded C+ seasons. Number 38, Bloodlines. If it wasn't for Kara winning, this one might have dropped into it, but Kara winning, what a story that was, definitely elevates it. Some good rookies as well, so it stays in the fine tier. 37, Battle of the Sexes 2. This season was the one I bumped up. I think I might have had this in the We Got Worse tier before, but everyone's having a good time, which saves this and makes it just a fine season of the challenge. 36, the Gauntlet 3. 35, Double Agents. 34, Spies, Lies, and Allies. Double Agents and Spies, Lies, and Allies, we did not do these short videos for. Here is your summary of them. They're better than most people think or remember. They're just too long, and so they really drag, and they're a little convoluted. Not a little. They're a lot convoluted in spots, but they are honestly better than I think a lot of people give them credit for, especially Spies, Lies, and Allies. I almost listed that even higher here. 33, Extreme Challenge. Wonderful season, just a totally different version of the show, though it's fine in retrospect. 32, Inferno 3. Obviously, a very laid back season after that opening initial episode. It's fine. It's good. It should be right where it is, 32. And then 31, The Island, which is one of the hardest ones to grade. There's really 3 seasons that stand out as the super polarizing, the super hard to grade, just high variance, some high highs, some really high lows, if you will, as well. The Island is the first of those to show up. I really considered putting it higher on this list, but I drop it to the fine tier. It's in C+, but it's the top of the fine tier. Then we've got the good tier, the bottom half of the good tier. These are the B minuses, starting with season 30, Ride or Dies. Season 38, Ride or Dies, but ranked season 30 here, Ride or Dies. Another one I didn't actually get to do the video for, but this season, tons and tons of potential. A few casting choices, a few last minute swaps kind of bring it down a little bit, and similar to Spies, Lies, and Allies and Double Agents. It's better than we gave it credit for in the moment. It's just that, the show was in the midst of a kind of weaker run, and we were hoping for more and could envision more, and it didn't quite get there, but it is a good season. Same thing with Total Madness, 29th on the list here. This season would have been way higher if they didn't edit it. I truly believe that. They edit D out of it, which essentially edits out the main storyline of the season. Jenny, Rogan, D were the stars of that season, and suddenly they decide to wipe out, literally remove all footage that has D in it, which is the main storyline of the season. I think if we saw the true edit of that season, this Total Madness would be way higher than number 29. 28, Rivals 3. It's good. It's nowhere near great or anything else. As we said, it's just buoyed by that one historic moment where Johnny takes the money at the end. Otherwise, some good rookies. Yes, it's just a regular good season. 27, Where It All Began, Road Rules All-Stars. It's tough to fit in. It's a completely, not even just different generation, but it's literally a different show. Those first 4 seasons, but especially the first one is truly, it's Road Rules. It's not all challenge, and it's still great, and I love it, but it's 2.5 hours long. It can go no higher than the good tier, 27. And 26, the end of the B- portion of the good tier, is the Gauntlet 2. Amazing run by Derek, and otherwise just overall good, and that's where it ends. Next up, we enter the top 25. We're now in the top half of the good tier. These seasons were all ranked with a B grade, breaking them down, starting with 25, Battle for a New Champion. This is probably one of the surprises of the list. Not that 25 is super high, but just that it would be in the good tier. Another that I didn't get to grade. The best, I think, honestly, of these seasons that I did not get to grade, B-Fank. I like it a lot more than most. I think there's a great season in there. It's like all the ones around it, long and convoluted, and you guys just hate on the cast a little too much, I think, or most people do, unless you agree with me in its ranking here. But it gets a B. It's in the good tier. It comes in at 25. 24, Battle of the Seasons 2. Another high variance season here, not the highest high like some of the ones that we already started to mention, but a high variance season, a lot of good, a lot of kind of nasty stuff, but comes in at 24th. Real World vs. Road Rules, Season 2, sometimes referred to as Season 1 of the challenge, comes in at 23. 22, the last big round number season we had, Dirty 30. I really love that season. It's a very good season all the way through. They did a good job with it. Let's hope with Season 40, they go from good all the way to great with the big monumental season. 21, The Ruins, obviously a polarizing season for sure, and one that I think could have vaulted if we would have got the upset victory in the final that we were so close to having. Season number 20 on the list here, Duel 2, an absolute favorite of mine. This is one that actually got bumped. I think I had it as a B- when I did the videos. I have it as a B here because when I did the full list, I was like, this is lower. It needs to be ahead of some of these other seasons. There was only a few adjustments like that I made, but I really love this season. Yes, it's laid back. It's kind of, just like a nice hang. It's not super amazing moments here or there, which is why it's comfortably in number 20. It's in the good tier. It's got to be. Number 19, Vendettas, the second of the 3 seasons, really of the 4. I think The Ruins, The Island, Vendettas, and Final Reckoning are the 4 that are super polarizing, that are super hard to grade because of the high highs and high lows. Vendettas comes in at 19. Number 18, Battle of the Exes 2. Similar to Duel 2, just with a little bit, an extra moment or two in there that is super duper memorable, but I really enjoy watching that season. And then number 17, Battle of the Seasons 1, season 5 of the challenge. One of my 3 to 5 favorite seasons ever. One of my 3 favorite rewatched seasons, certainly ever. Love, love, love it. It is very good. It tops the B tier in the top of the good tier. Number 17, Battle of the Seasons. Then we enter greatness, which, just for some numbers recap, we got 39 seasons here, and I got 16 of them in the great or beyond tier. For those that say I'm I'm too tough of a grader, you just got to adjust a little to my grading rubric. I'm calling 16 of the 39 seasons great. That is pretty unbelievable. And again, to backtrack, I only called 1 in the We Got Worse tier. So I think I'm friendly enough. I'm showing my love enough here. But in the bottom half of the great tier, we're talking B+ seasons here. Number 16, Invasion of the Champions. Just a great bridge season. It does kind of belong in with the trilogy that follows it. It really is the start of that trilogy. It is the start of a new era of the show, even though it's the 29th season. It would have been nice if that one was the 30th to kind of make it easy to break down when the real eras of the show are. But Invasion comes in at 16. Final Reckoning comes in at 15. As I said in the video a few days ago for it, it is the most polarizing season to me. Some people would rank it number 1 on their list. Honestly, some people would rank it 39th. And it is the only season that I believe that is real. No one would be messing around. People would be saying their true opinions. And you would find folks out there, diehard challenge fans, who would say this is the best season ever. And there would be diehard challenge fans that would say this is the worst season ever. Both can honestly be true. It is a confounding season that I really enjoy and I think is great and settles somewhere in the great tier. Here we have it cracking the top 15 at number 15. Number 14, The Challenge 2000. I think the best of the first 5, or really the first 6 seasons, which are in my mind the first era of the show before we settle in with the gauntlet, with eliminations and one single place, and kind of enter version 2.0 of the challenge. Challenge 2000 is the best of those early seasons. I have it at number 14. Number 13, speaking of the gauntlet, season 7, when things changed, the beginning of the new era, the beginning of Challenge 2.0, as I just said, with eliminations, with some different constructions, different formats, different evolutions. Number 13 on the list has got to be the Gauntlet. And then number 12, a season we just did a couple days ago, War of the Worlds. A lot of feedback, maybe the number 1 of all the 34 seasons we did here the last 39 days, the number 1 that people were like, this needs to be higher. We got multiple comments about this is my favorite season ever, or I think this is the best season ever. I got multiple DMs of like, which mostly it was in comments. Some seasons didn't get almost any DMs about. This one got like 3 or 4 that were like, hey, this is too low. It was a good grade. You gave it a good grade, but it needs to be even better. This is like one of the best seasons ever. My thought is just, this is one of the most consistently great seasons. This is a B+ all the way through, but it doesn't have any A moments, A- moments, historic moments, iconic moments that get it any higher. But 12th is still no shame in 12th place on the all-time list. War of the Worlds. Number 11, Battle of the Exes. This one, I think, just because of the CTDM of it all, stands out in my mind as like, whoa, how is this outside the top 10? Albeit just outside at number 11. But I think it deservedly is in the great tier. It tops the B plus tier of this grouping, but I do think that, just the 10 that we have above this, it's not anything that X's didn't do. It's just that the 10 we've got above it, I think, do even more and are even greater in all time here. So that's why they're above it, and X is kind of maybe the big upset of the list, falls just outside the top 10. It's at number 11, the last of the B plus. And now we enter the top 10, the true greatest of all time. The A minus great tier has four seasons within it. So let's do those now. Number 10, Fresh Meat 1. An unbelievable season, a very refreshing season. Sorry to bring the pun in there. Just so much fun, so many good things, such an unbelievable cast, the start of the DM story, all amazing stuff. Love this season. Comes in at number 10. Number 9, Cutthroat, a definitive season of the challenge for a lot of reasons, a lot of history, a lot of storylines, and a bit of kind of the bridge into the new golden age of the challenge that would be the third era by, their definition of 21 to 30 of the season. The Cutthroat was the bridge into that, and an amazing bridge it was. Comes in at number 9. Number 8, Inferno 2. One of the tricky ones, one of the ones that I could definitely hear arguments for this to be bumped up even further. Inferno 2 was amazing. The little bit, the eliminations maybe hold it back just a touch from entering that all-time era, entering, even higher on this list, but unbelievable stuff. Inferno 2 comes in at number 8. Number 7, Fresh Meat 2. The best casting I think there has ever been as far as putting a specific storyline in front of us and the cast seizing upon and actually taking up that storyline and it coming out in a really, really beautiful way. And actually, I've got 2 seasons back to back that is the main story and what elevates them so much. But Fresh Meat 2 comes in at number 7 as the last of the A minus ranked seasons. And then our top 6, the all-time tier, the A's and 1A plus that will sit at the top that we've bumped up. Number 6, the last one we did just yesterday, War of the Worlds 2. Similar to Fresh Meat, similar to exactly what I said in the video for War of the Worlds 2. It's just the most riveted I've been by the main storyline, the actual competitive alliance-based storyline of the season and who is going to win this and how. I've never been more edge of my seat episode to episode than War of the Worlds 2. Yes, it was a little dominant on one side and then just usurped at the end by Jordan Tory joining the UK and winning, but so much drama, so many good things, so many memorable moments, great eliminations, and just the best weaving of cast and format into a really, really juicy storyline season beginning to end. And then the top 5, number 5, Inferno, unreal. I mean, it is the season defined by the iconic challenge moments. Coral in her quotes, CT in his pink bikini, Julie and Veronica in the harness, Katie yelling at Veronica. I mean, those 4 are honestly 4 moments that would be like in the top 20 to 25 challenge moments bracket. Maybe not CT in the pink bikini, but I think for a lot of fans it would be. But 3 of those are true challenge defining iconic moments, and they happen in the same season. That gets you into the top 5 of this rankings. That Inferno is at number 5. Number 4, Rivals 2. And these top 4 I had a real difficult time with. These top 4, I think all 4 of them I called the best season of all time during the videos and the franchise recap series. So you could put these in any order. I feel pretty good about Inferno and War of the Worlds at 5 and 6. I feel pretty good at 7 through 10. The top 4, if you want to argue, I'm going to listen to all of them because I do think these truly are the 4 best seasons in challenge history. And I had a tough time delineating between them, but I got Rivals 2 at 4. Obviously, CT's first win. Paula and Emily getting their win on the other side. An amazing season, some amazing rookie introductions, so much drama, so many great things. And just, we're splitting hairs here at the very end. And I decided that it had to be 4th of these 4. But obviously, it is a truly, truly memorable and iconic challenge season. Number 3, The Duel, the CTDM love story, the greatest love story in reality TV history ever told on film. Unbelievable. It's just an unreal cast. Only 20, but, just made up of essentially all heavy hitters and all stars and memorable folks from the franchise. It doesn't really get better than that, even though I'm putting 2 seasons above it. But, you know, I'm really the hairs that were split on this one essentially is that it's shorter and a smaller cast. So the degree of difficulty is a little bit lower than the next two. And it is buoyed by just that one unreal storyline, gets it to be its place here where it is at third. But I drop it below 2 other seasons. And those 2 seasons are number 2, Free Agents, season 25. The one I wrestled back and forth, which was I going to put number 1, and ultimately I decided that I really, this is what it came down to. I like pair seasons more than I like individual seasons, but as far as individual seasons go, they never did it better. Still haven't done it truly better than Free Agents. The cast is amazing. The moments are amazing. Legacy defining wins and upsets and eliminations and right before the finals for Bananas over CT. All kinds of stuff. Unreal season. It comes in at number 2. CT hitting that shot versus Teresa. Still, I mean, get this guy a 10-day contract in the NBA. Still, unbelievable shot. Unbelievable season. It comes in at number 2 because the best season in challenge history, the definitive challenge season, if there was only one to go back to, it would be season 21 Rivals. Now, there needs to be more than one season because that is the whole reason this is so good. This is what the challenge was built for. It built up to do something no one else in reality TV could do, which is bring these characters season after season, build these relationships, build these arcs, build these storylines, and then have the payoff of throwing together a season based on working with your worst enemy and having true rivals pairs, and as many of them as they did, and they all were genuine and real rivals pairs in this first iteration of it. Not that the later versions weren't, but as far as percent of them that felt like, damn, yeah, that's like a real rivalry. I can't believe they're going to be on it partnered together. Rivals 1 takes the cake of all the teams feeling like that. So many moments, so many memorable things that went down, a great format, great casting, great teams, just everything about it. It's the definitive format of the franchise. It's the definitive season of the franchise. It has to be ranked number 1 on our list. So Rivals comes in first. And to recap, 1 to 39, we'll read it one final time for you. Rivals 1, 2 Free Agents, 3 The Duel, 4 Rivals 2, 5 Inferno, 6 War of the Worlds. That's your all-time tier. 7 Fresh Meat 2, Inferno 2 comes in at 8, Cutthroat at 9, 10 Fresh Meat. That is your A- great tier. Then your B+ great tier is 11 Battle of the X's, 12 War of the Worlds, 13 The Gauntlet, 14 Challenge 2000, 15 Final Reckoning, 16 Invasion of the Champions, followed by the good B tier, Battle of the Seasons 1, Battle of the X's 2, Vendettas is 19, Duel 2 rounds out the top 20, The Ruins 21, Dirty 30 22, Real World Road Rules 23, Battle of the Seasons 2 24, B Fank number 25. Then we have our B- good tier, The Gauntlet 2 at 26, Road Rules All-Stars 27, Rivals 3 28, Total Madness 29, Ride or Dies 30, and the fine tier, the C+ of the franchise. Still worth watching, absolutely. Still a lot to love because this season in this challenge, this franchise is amazing. 31 The Island, 32 Inferno 3, 33 Extreme Challenge, 34 Spies, Lies, Allies, 35 Double Agents, 36 Gauntlet 3, 37 Battle of the Sexes 2, 38 Bloodlines, and 39 Battle of the Sexes 1, the only one in the We Got Worse tier. That's it. That's all 39 seasons. We'll do All-Stars at another time. We'll do USA, World Championships, all that stuff at another time. We'll probably never do Champs for Stars because I don't recognize those in reality. And unless you're just saying how many seasons of the challenge has there been? Because counting all of those I just mentioned, plus Spring Break Challenge, World Championships, all of it, we're technically on 51. But as far as the flagship's considered, we're on season 40. It premieres tonight, and I cannot wait. Thank you for being here. Thank you for checking out this list. Sound off in the comments below everything I got right or wrong. Come on, mention something I got right. If you're going to tell me these 7 things are way out of place, give me one. Throw me one bone and tell me one thing I got right. Much love to all of you. Enjoy Battle of the Eras. Until we talk again, peace.